Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here, and we're going to be continuing our campaign here in the East. Well, let's see, which one do what I want to do here is that light infantry unit. Okay, let's add the light infantry unit from there. So we're going to add that. Don't know that we need modal. Well, I'm going to get rid of one of those. What else can we find here to attach there? Okay, let's add in the light. Well, not a great or terribly balanced unit, but still, I think that could be good. Let's move you up to here. Yes, I'm seeing we need to fall back here. We're going to get cut off. Yeah. Okay, everybody fall back to here. And more steps back. Yeah, it's just taxing. Oh, hey, a defeat. What do you know? Well, let's fall back behind this river. Well, here, good enough. Now let's get these guys back. Rebase. Rebase. Right, well, here. There, heavy bomber pilot training really just only helps. We don't have any heavy bombers. Just helps our heavy transports, but we'll stop that because I think we can better use the research or the leadership, however you want to say it. Almost there. Well, took out the Kirkness, the regiment up here in Kirkness. I don't know if they're going to hold out very long once they sort of collapse. Oh, we've got our reinforcements up here. Good. No. Let's go. Okay, you guys come back down to here. And we have some guys in the back. Hopefully hold our back because we do have the river here. Because once you realize, once we lost Finland, all those units that were crushing Finland now get to come around and push on us. So by hopefully holding with fewer units than they're attacking with, we keep their forces divided, though of course it divides our force, but that's... No, not with flying boats so much. Haven't looked at Coastal Command really recently. How is Coastal Command? Or what are we calling them here? Well, the float. Oh, it's up over here. It's the Marine one. That's right. I have it. What is it? Keep losing. Oh, Fleeger Course C. That's right. Okay, so we do have a bunch of these guys that we can put out here for naval strikes. Now that they're organized up again, you need to stop striking. Get reorganized. Come down here, go after any convoys. Though there's probably not much of the idea of convoys. So you come out over here, and we'll go after the ones out in the Atlantic. Okay, and you need to stop. There. I think flying boats in this game are much more useful for Germany than a lot of ships. I built those heavily. Don't keep fighting here, just retreat. They're already pushing here too hard. Look at this. Well, this is going to be an overrun. I don't think we can hold long enough. Stuff. Yeah, it's very nice to have, and we were doing reasonably well. It would be very nice, but we're not even doing that. Okay, well, back to they've made it to there. These guys are here now. In Algerian coast. Well, some of our and there's subs out here. Okay. Well, go there. Just support the attack on them. Mountain HQ's advance, and no, we're not going to take. Just so that you guys know, things like these mountain HQs here. The big thing is reduced delay between attacks cumulatively so far. 8 out of 10 is 4 hours. It's not 4 hours per level. Special forces elements, like similarly to you see infantry, you know, and assault are plus 5% and whatnot. By improving this, it improves special forces by 4%, mountain HQs by 8%. So these are good to research, even if, and we're going to stop this here because I think we can maybe do better ones. Even if we're not going to take, and we're just not clicking these things, you can click and not take them, even if we're not going to take the HQs for them. So yeah, it's a good thing to do. There's no reason to really hold in this province, so fall back. To the hold here, so let's also retreat there. Before we get cut off, you guys fall back to there because they're able to push into here. Now we've won here. Okay, well, you start taking the territory back. You come back up this way. Oh, I don't want production that high. Why did I do that? Hooked all the way into here. Well, what we can do, I guess. No, that's holding in the mountains. Yeah, here or not. Okay, you fall back into, because this is plains, this is the mountains. Okay, you guys keep coming back around here. These guys out. Okay, mechanize HQs, nice. That. High velocity gun advance. Okay, good. So we can now shoot high velocity rounds better. Here. Okay, 45 feet too far into the future. Wing aerodynamics, that will help our fighters. Here, and now too far into the future. Right, now what we got here, now that we've got those addressed, let's improve our medium armor designs. And assault guns. We have a little bit. I don't know that we need heavy assault guns. I know Arno would like heavy assault guns, but realistically, whenever we don't have any yet, or even heavy tank destroyers yet. I think we'll do medium tank destroyers. Move those. Shift that back to that. They're pushing on all of these. Oh, that's wow. We've got a lot of these guys. These units here. Now we've added some forces here to that one. That's going to be added to probably some of Myers. These are awfully weak, but they're awfully good. How they should be used in this game is as sort of additive forces, not as stand on their own units. So either do like what I'm doing here and add in a few other units to make them better, or stack them with other units. Okay, well, we're going to get that very soon. So that'll, but meaning not combine them necessarily, but stack them with other units, and then they work very good. How important is not at all, but well, I have plenty of oil. We got oil here, and I have easily this much oil stored down here that if I connect returning resource pipeline from, or convoy from down here, I'll get plenty of oil. It's more that this whole front will collapse if they get through these mountains here. They'll collapse in through the desert, and they'll be into the Mediterranean. So that's more of that situation there. I brought Iran in to early on to push, at the start of the Soviet war, to push into here, and I got, deep into the Caucasus. So holding Iran is more about its strategic position than its oil right now. And if I can get units out and as well as get units over there, I might be able to. I think that's where I need these guys more than down here. And for a long time, we were able to hold along the border with just one German para unit, basically per province, along with the Persian units that were coming into the fight. Okay, they've just pushed into here, shattered the last unit there. Okay, let's move some good condition units back to there. Stabilize the front a bit more. Oh, Comp Group 88 finally shattered. They were down here. Okay, well. Marine HQs again. More helpful that just get effects, particularly special forces in the artillery brigades. This lack of manpower is just killing me here. None of these units are getting reinforced. Vichy France. Yes, you may have all the energy you want. Yep, they just overran those two divisions. Analysis, my current analysis, and I know people keep out. Well, how are you planning on winning? Well, like I say, I've long since declared Barbarossa as a operation lost. Which that doesn't necessarily mean the whole game is lost, but Barbarossa was lost. You know, but I had hoped that I would be able to hold here better, but you know, there's lots of supplies. You can see supplies used into the network, and you can see down in the bottom supply down right about here, supplies returned to stockpile. So it's not that I don't have enough supplies. I just don't have enough supplies in the right spots. But even when I do, I'm not able to effectively hold, even in places like, hey, yeah, well, let's get the HQ out. But the dirty, nasty swamps that are almost impossible to take. And this is in winter here, for which has a lot of penalties. You can see these units are about ready to collapse. Here, I'm not able to hold here, so I'm not able to hold this province here, which means I'm not going to hold this province, which means I'm not going to hold this, which means I'm not going to hold, which means I'm not. Because of things, including the way Black Ice is behaving here, in that it'll attack and gut divisions like this, meaning this unit should not still be fighting with taking such high levels of casualties. It should fall back. Organization is way too high in my opinion. I know I put out the poll and my views did not carry the day. They liked it the way it was. So this has gutted my manpower. Now I could have much earlier on this is sort of analysis of what's going on. My conscription laws earlier on went to emergency conscription, where I was at probably extended for the longest time here, trying to keep, national revolt risks down, keep daily dissent down. I was on extended, so could have had 130% manpower. I mean, and so doing that earlier on, it would have made a much bigger cushion of manpower. Also up here, I did fairly quickly once the war started, went to service by requirements, which increases the manpower here. I guess I could go to total war, but we're not really that bad off on ICs. It's manpower. I really don't know what if I can't come in and target hold along a particular river here, pick out now, obviously, but they push me back from this part of the Dnieper here. And yes, part of this is because of supplies, at least at the time, were bad up here, and these units lost all organization. Now they have organization, at least enough to sort of hold on for a considerable amount of time, but I was unable to push back and push them out here. They're pushing along here. They're going to take here soon. We can see some decent unit conditions, but others not. And they're pushing in here, so I can't stay here. I've got to retreat out of here. So this is untenable. Maybe if I'd move these forces forward, but there's no guarantee for sure. But so I don't see I've had decent news along here and able to hold, but not able to hold up into here. When they really concentrate their forces, they're, we might be able to hold Vitebsk. I don't know if they're pronouncing that right, but we might be able to hold that there, but they're definitely going to get into here. If I can't hold here, what means I can hold here, and they're going to push here. They're going to cross this river. We're going to fall back to here. And there isn't, that I can see, I have, let me just hit the save button here. I have, heavy armor coming, some heavy armor here, a couple of Panzer Grenadier divisions with heavy armor support, and that heavy armor may be enough to, and attach it to decent condition units if I had manpower, to hold the line. And yes, and one of my big tests was I going to be able to do what I did here? Yes, this gave me hope here, being able to push out Torch. And again, those of you who may have not been watching all the stuff, the Black Ice team, the story used to be when you had For the Motherland, there were lots of suicide invasions. You left any one of these ports unoccupied, the British would invade. You could then go in and crush the invaders and rinse and repeat and bleed the British, white. Or if you kept forces in the port, they would keep trying to do invasions, but they would just sort of bounce back and forth. Invade, lose organization, go home, keep doing this again and again. Well, when they released their Finest Hour patch, they fixed the problem. This is what the problem is. For all their big time were Paradox as opposed to Matrix or Slytherin. As many of you know, I have now a much closer relationship with Slytherin. In fact, they pay me money. Full disclosure, I'm not an employee, but they pay me money to stream for them, and which does give me some, and they do get some inside information. Not all the stuff. There's a bunch of stuff coming. I have no idea what it is, and if I knew, I probably couldn't say anything about it, obviously. But they're a much smaller company. Paradox, they've had some really big successes and such, and they've admitted some of the stuff. I mean, they admitted that. And they stopped. I mean, all the people you think you know by this point that when you buy a big Paradox title, the game's going to be developed over the years. You're spending, especially if you're buying it new. You're putting money into it, and they're going to fix the problems. Well, they said, well, F it with Imperator Rome. Now, full disclosure, they gave me all my Imperator Rome copies. I didn't pay any money, so I'm not salty over money that I spent. But I really sort of liked the game and really thought it could be developed into something really good. But they gave up on it. so yeah, it's none of this is salty over money because yeah, I'm going to be buying a new DLC for Hoi 4 when it comes out. They gave me the original Hoi 4 because I was in the beta, but I paid for the expansion pack. So I mean, I pay some money for this. This isn't all free, but it isn't about the money. I don't care about the money. It's more my time. I care about my time. I put lots of time into these games, and I love playing these stuff. So they just gave up on Imperator Rome. Well, they fixed the crazy invasion problem. Now the AI doesn't invade anymore. Because this, and I don't know if their attitude's changing or anything, and to me it came off as delusional. We talked earlier about, and if you're watching this later, Hitler and his delusional. Their attitude came off as, I was going to say arrogant, but it's sort of delusional. Early on, in talking to them about Hoi 4, before it was released, an early release time period, I was like, well, hey, can we just be able to do scripted battle plans, invade AI? No. We want a good dynamic AI because we think that a scripted AI, people would just learn how to defeat the script. If you always know that the AI is going to, now let's go over to this, come through, because the borders have changed so much, come through, the Ardennes, well, you put all your, I mean, they didn't say in this detail, but, and I'm sort of explaining for them, you just put your masses of forces here, you defeat the scripted AI. So we want a good dynamic AI. Well, what in their experience have ever shown that they can do a good dynamic or do a good combat AI? They can do doom stacks, an EU whatever, that create the big massive army that comes crashing through the map at you. But a good tactical command, and you go, well, they're beating me here. They're not beating me here because they got good AI. They're beating here because they have superiority of units. That's why they're winning here, not because they have good AI. So what in the world, where I can get more challenging gameplay when it's done right from Alvaro's scripted AI for Warplan, I can get more challenging stuff out of that, out of a single guy doing it out of his home, scripting the damn AI. Now, I know it's not as complicated. It's absolutely not nearly as complicated a level of his every 2 weeks turn, where this is every hour there's a turn basically going on. An initiative bounces back and forth, because this is not a real-time game. It looks like a real-time game. It's not. It's an hourly game, but the turns are so short. Are so short. Oh, look, well, messed that up. The turns are so short, you don't realize it. That this is much, much more complicated. Absolutely, I know this. But no, we don't want to do a scripted AI because we want to do a good thing. Well, they've never once shown that they can do a good AI. What makes them think they can do a good AI? So they F things up so that the AI basically doesn't invade. Okay? So, but all they needed to do was, and it would be so easy to go into their EULA, and I can almost program it myself now. I could almost program it myself, and I'll know nothing. It was just a DSafe and helped me out with some basic codes for EULA that I'm now doing for productions, AI for production stuff for Hoi 3. But all you need to do was go in there for Britain, and particularly Britain, was you leave the AI for invasion just as it was for the motherland. Just leave it that way, but make it says do not do it. Go in there. Do not invade if, or no, do not invade unless. And I don't know exactly how to code it, but I could probably figure it out. Or have somebody help me. Do not do invasion unless Germany is at war with the Soviet Union. It may put another couple of conditions. So that what would be still maybe a suicide invasion, sort of a Dieppe-like raid, but would cause a German player to strongly keep forces here, really actually worried about an invasion, instead of just, we can plunge all the panzers, all the good units, leave just crap, garrison forces. The only reason there's some good units here now is because I had to move them over for this invasion. All you had to do was do sort of, a conditional statement was, if you're at war with the Soviet Union, because that would then, mess with the German player enough, and they could then, invade. You would have to garrison Norway, and so that would force Germany to not put nearly as many forces on the Eastern Front. But no, they couldn't even do that. They effed it up. Now, what the brilliant guys at for all I bitch and moan about the current Black Ice guys of Hoi 3, they're different guys for Hoi 4, so that's another whole thing. Much as I bitch and moan about things on the Hoi 3 guys, I do love them if they're watching this, love their work or whatever. They figured out by testing that Marine units, the AI is still aggressive with. The AI will still invade if it has some Marine units. So they have given, particularly Britain, but also America, told the production AI, shall we say, I think is mainly, though they may have given some by events, but they've told the production AI to build more Marine units than what would be historically correct. So then, once they get enough, and that's what they did, is they got enough, and they actually, they made it ashore, and they almost took a port. They almost got Rotterdam. So with that, and then they're also giving more Marine units to Japan and America so that there's more naval invasions, is with enough Marine units, the AI will still be aggressively invading. And then they also sort of, and they can, because again, DSafe's helped me out and I've gone and looked at it, they can tell like what year to start building Marine units. So you don't, in the 30s, 38, 39 or whatever, tell Britain to build Marine units because you don't want them to have a bunch of AI units that will do stupid invasions. You can sort of tell them, 41 or whatever, start building Marine units for Britain or whatever the details are, and you can tell it. You can give it a year. So they start building a bunch of good Marine units to then challenge the player and doing the AI, getting the AI to invade, to make you have to defend Western Europe, not just from the scripted invasions. And they've even created good scripted invasions here you don't know whether they're going to land in, Normandy or up in Calais or out in Brest or up in the Netherlands or maybe way down here now. And so they're able to, hey, thanks, Arno. Thanks for thinking that. I do appreciate it. Arno's a great help here. So these guys at Black Ice are able to think and do stuff that the Paradox people won't. And maybe this is the whole bringing Fred Wesser back. They've canceled a bunch of projects. I don't even know what some of the more secret projects. I don't think they're firing any of the programmers. They're just shifting them around. But they don't seem to really care about their products that much. Now, in the early days, because I started with the original EU and then EU2 before I really paid attention to the company name. But in the early days, there were a small production studio, and that's different. But it just, to me, by the time they give up on Hoi 3 before fixing it. And I don't know, because I've not been in the beta and I've been disillusioned, not been carefully looking at Hoi 4, though the railroad stuff is really impressive. So I don't know the direction they're going. No, so I don't know. Maybe they're going to do it. So I'm just sort of disappointed in Paradox for what they could do, for their seeming talents, and they just seem to, splatter things out. Oh, well, Hoi 4 is great. So many people are playing Hoi 4. We're getting lots of, metrics coming back. Yeah, I know. And maybe it's a success for the people that are playing it because they like it. But to me, it just seems like a shallow game. It's gotten a lot deeper than it was, and they fixed a lot of the glaring problems. But yeah, this is sort of gamers rant on that. So back to this. I mean, it was just 2 divisions here, but we're about ready to gonna lose more. That's a very big weak spot that I'm worried about here, this province. We can't even really hold with armor divisions, well down here. But it had manpower, that would be a different matter. Here, heavy armored brigade. Yeah, here we have good intelligence. See, like I say, a lot of times we're seeing these stacks that are attacking us. They got 6, 8, 12 units, but this is just a heavy armored brigade and a reconnaissance unit. That's not very good. Now here's a proper division. That's effective. It's just medium armor, but that's a proper armored division. What's 2 units here? So an infantry unit, and it looks like an armored brigade or something like that with heavy armor there. But there's just the German unit here in the desert, and there just is Marine. But now this province, this they can't. Okay, so it's anchored on a province they can't come into. They pushed all the way into here with this unit. Para stuff, so the Stug is ours. So it's armor. So they pushed in here, but I don't know that we're going to hold this. And if we look here, down here in Bandar Abbas, what's the point? Only 1 point, but yeah, we're getting stuff coming. And yeah, we can probably move a few of these divisions over there, but I really don't know the long-term survivability here. I don't even know if we're going to hold Crimea. So I don't see a light at this end of this tunnel. I don't see a victory. I don't know. I know there's people that want to watch me play to the bitter end, but it's not really true. They want to get updates. A lot of people, like watch it because the average watch time on a lot of these videos is like 5 minutes. So that means some people are, 20 seconds, and some people are the whole length. So, and so we're not getting that much watch time. So I don't know how much further we're going to continue with this. But the only light you need is nuke. Yeah, I hear you, Arno, and I know you're sort of trying to be funny, but secret technology. No, where is it? Nuclear research. Yeah, get through this. Get through this. Get through this. How many times? And then start building bombs. Yeah. But I can't even start building nukes yet. I mean, how long is it going to take me to do that? And I don't think that that's going to do it. So I don't know the future of this. I really want to get my modding done and go with try to do if it's stable enough to do a multiplayer game. So I don't know. I don't know if we're going to continue or not. And yeah, a lot of this is morale and my morale, and I'm just dispirited because I don't know how to fix this. I thought I had some stabilization elements along here, but this is going to collapse very soon. Yeah, okay, that unit's in good shape. That ain't. So we have one good shape unit here. You're only attacked by one unit right now, but they're going to come more. They're going to keep coming. I don't know how to get this stopped. So, yeah, love to hear everyone's thoughts. You can post them down below in the comment section. I got to get a happier game. Like, I don't mean happier one, not so much a different game, but I'm going to play Hoi 4 once the new DLC comes out, and just Hoi 4 with the game and not mods. And then once mods are out for it, then we'll be doing that too. So we'll see what's going. I don't know the future of this. Yes, this isn't saying I'm quitting, but this is saying I'm quitting for today because I'm just more and more dispirited by it. Thank you all that make it this far. Thank you, Arno, for being help on everything. So thanks, everyone.